Public Museum is taking a step back in time this holiday season through its window display exhibit. And we're taking a step back too this morning. The museum's deputy director, Kevin Cullen, is back to show us around. Hi, Kevin.
Good morning again, Rachel.
I have loved every single segment we've shown this year because, I mean, really, these things are decades old and you've put so much time into restoring them. Tell us what we're seeing now.
Yeah, we wanted to demystify some of the mystery and give people a sense that, well, these things are mechanical figurines, some of them dating again to the 60s, most of them early 1960s. This was a way that you can actually disarticulate them, see the mechanics, the motors in action. So they've been restored over the last 10 years, and they were in various states of disrepair. Here it just shows, some of the robotics. I mean, these are sophisticated robotic, well, let's say not quite sophisticated in modern standards, but still for the time they were quite elaborate. But they do very simple mechanical movements, and this is very helpful for our educators that come in here and see kind of how these figures actually moved and their articulation of their arms and things. As we kind of move down this display, from restoration, we also wanted to say, well, look, we've actually really have a commitment to restoring the Kaap's restaurant story as well. And that's been ongoing over the past summer, since this summer. Bill Robillard from Encore Restoration was in gallery restoring for the candy display that you see here. And it actually, if you, maybe in the future you'll actually have cameras that can smell, but you can actually smell chocolate. We spray the area with so it smells like the chocolates. Of course, candy, Kaap's is still around to this day.
You did a chocolate spray?
Yes, it is, right. So,
that's
they're actually artificial chocolates in there because we couldn't put real chocolates because of, well, microorganisms that may come in and, you never know, infect the museum. But here's the display, the actual booth, and in fact, over your head, you'll be able to hear restaurant sounds. So it kind of takes you back to when this restaurant was one of the favorites in the city of Green Bay, downtown. So it's laid out, and of course we have the artifacts. Many of these ended up in the public domain. They were auctioned off when the restaurant was torn down in 1980, and so we have the original molds and plates and menus, and some of these are on loan from a local collector, Dr. Sipes, and so as people, even though the one that was restored is off limits because we want to keep it in its sort of pristine environment, this is one that was also lent to us for this exhibit where people can sit down and share their memories. And we have some absolutely wonderful memories that the folks, are talking about in this exhibit, sharing memories across generations.
I love it. So
and
pretty
course,
much you get the whole sense. Oh, go ahead.
Right.
Real quick.
Well, yeah, with the digital age too, we have an app that Digital Design Services created that takes you into the restaurant as it was, and so you can download this and take a piece of history with you wherever you go. So that's the Dinner at Kaap's restaurant app, so available from on the Apple and the Google Play Store. So the digital world meets the analog world, and this is what museums are ultimately for, is telling stories across generations.
I love it. Kevin, thanks so much for showing us around.
Thank you, Rachel.